I don't think any of us thought of Jeff Dahmer as a bad guy in high school. I knew him as a different person. One day, I'm standing there in the hallway. Jeff Dahmer runs up to me, and he puts his head on my chest. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And then he stands up in a straight manner, and he says, I wanted to hear what your heart sounds like. And then he ran away down the hall. My name is Mike Kukral, and I've known Jeffrey Dahmer all during our teenage years as a classmate in school. The Jeff Dahmer fan club was a group of us who thought Jeff Dahmer was just a funny kid because he would be into doing pranks and goofy things. My favorite thing that Jeff Dahmer did was in the library, and we had a pretty tough librarian. Jeff would be sitting there with his face in the book, not even looking up, and he would shout at the top of his lungs her name, real fast and really loud. And she would get up and she would be wanting, who said that? Who is that? Never did she suspect it was Jeff Dahmer. He could get away with things for a long time and not get caught. And we learned that later from him too. People started talking about his drinking when he was about 17 years old. Jeff drank whatever he could get his hands on. Beer, whiskey, or even scotch. It wasn't social drinking at a party, it was regular drinking before, during, and after school. And I think that's how he got through the day. He was becoming sort of a lost person. Well, these are the high school yearbooks from Revere High when I was there, along with Jeff Dahmer. The most famous photograph in our yearbook is one of Dahmer's pranks. And this is the photograph right here. In our senior year, they took photographs of all the groups. They took photographs of the sports groups and the clubs and everything else. And Jeff Dahmer got in group photos that he was not a member of the group. And I think the funniest one is the National Honor Society, which is supposed to be the brightest kids, right? The smartest kids. And definitely our senior year, Jeff Dahmer was not in that group academically. But he's in this photograph, and I believe it's the president of the group had him blacked out. So in all the yearbooks, there's this body without a head. And it's one of the first things I thought about when I heard he was arrested for some reason. I just remembered this strange photograph that is so haunting today to look at and know that this person right dead center in the middle is Jeffrey Dahmer. I think we're fascinated by Dahmer's childhood because it was a more normal childhood. He wasn't in reform school. He wasn't arrested as a kid. He had a family around him. He had parents and brother, and he had a nice home. How could someone possibly do the things he did, given his background? He had everything going for him. What happened?